In this video, we're going to quickly discuss what we know about the new character, a Fire Hunt unit named Topaz. So then we're going to talk about her abilities, what kind of teams they can possibly fit in the future, as well as, how she's going to be effective now. So let's talk about what Topaz does. And keep in mind, this analysis is based on what Hoyo has shown us thus far, and is not based on any leaks. Well, Topaz doesn't really do much, except shoot a gun sometimes. When she does it, can be kind of hype, but, yeah. Numby is the real hero in this dynamic duo, even though he is an absolute traitor to all trotters out there. He's got some real sick shit going on as part of their kit, and it's questionable to say there, of course, because it's mostly just Numby. Numby does everything. Numby lulls a warp trotter into a false sense of security, allowing the Trailblazers party to just fucking jump the guy. If you enter fights with your technique active, you get more credits, or when you're in Simulated Universe, you get some fragments, possibly a curio, and this is up to a set amount per day. So you can't go hog wild, but the extra credits are actually pretty good considering they're a pretty large bottleneck, especially if you're a newer player. Topaz just, goes around casually taxing poor people. The perfect IRS representative, IPC. As for Topaz, she is going to shoot her gun good on her basic, and it will allegedly be accounted as a follow-up attack, which is untold and unknowable synergies in the future. Wink, wink. Her skill sets Numby off to the races like a noble racing horse, and he will enter initiative at his own speed, where he can get his action advances from follow-up attacks. And then the skill also puts a debuff on the target, which will make them more vulnerable to follow-up attacks, which is, the bread and butter, pretty much, of this kit. Her ultimate causes Numby to go sicko mode, and he just, does a lot more damage, and then he, attacks more, and then, other attacks, instead of just follow-ups, actually make him go faster, too, so he does even more hits, harder, faster. That's pretty much it. So, what kind of accounts is she going to be good on? What are we looking at here? This topic is best discussed kind of in the team section, but the TLDR of it all is kind of, she doesn't seem too great on any account immediately. We're going to see her shine down the road, likely once Hoyo has cooked up some more units for her. But when you compare her to her bannermate in Seal, I think Seal has more value immediately and in the long term as well, especially with that dreamy mono quantum team I keep mentioning. So what kind of teams will we possibly be seeing from her introduction? Well, there's a team, I'm dubbing it the Counter-Strike team, and it's basically just Clara, Asta, Topaz, and Lynx. Like I mentioned in a previous video, Clara is definitely going to see some light because of her potential is absolutely phenomenal, and she's definitely a character I hope to get E6 one day. Another team we could see is Himiko, Asta, Topaz, and Lynx as a sort of mono-fire almost team, where Asta is running a Planetary Rendezvous Lycone, and there's just some innate synergies between their traces and such like that. This team actually seems pretty interesting because it actually allows Himiko to be used. Any team that can use the soon-to-be-dead mom of the Astral Express is pretty hype, but it probably won't be all too great unless you're against a Fire Weak enemy, because Erudition sucks. But, hey, if Erudition gets buffed, seems pretty good to me. But yeah, as you can see, there's not a whole lot going on here yet, but we can talk about some hypothetical teammates, what we may see in the future. And to start, kind of, let's figure out where we're at even right now. And let's just list every unit that has a follow-up attack associated with it. So, and then when I mention the unit's name, I'm going to do a quick word about how I think they may stack up. Clara, nice. Herda, eh. Kafka, interesting. March 7th, eh. Yang King, yuck. Jing Yuan, eh. Blade, maybe. Himiko, maybe plus. QQ, eh. And finally, Bronya, which is possibly hype. Bronya has a set requirement of E4, so we probably won't get to see much out of her, so I'm pretty much going to axe her. But, yeah. Sayonara, my Jurilistics queen. Kafka is about the only one here that is, really interesting. Fritka is slightly mathematically better than Attack Kafka, and is focused on performing these follow-up attacks as frequently as possible. So maybe we could see her fill the void of another unit that will come, and decisively hoist her out of that ability to follow-up attack as often as possible, and, the frequency of, the follow-up attacks. Perhaps we could see another unit that scales in some way off a team that follow-up attacks, in which case there's an obvious synergy there. But that's pretty much all the speculation we have at the moment, because, this team comp is real fresh. I just got put in the oven, so we got to let Hoyo just cook a bit longer here. So how will auto battle be for these teams? For the most part, it's like, okay, the Lynx and Clara combo is, you may have to do that manually. Hopefully Clara just gets targeted frequently, and then, Lynx automatically puts the buff there. But yeah, I don't think there's much ability for this team to have a proper auto battle support yet. We'll have to see what the future offers in terms of follow-up attackers / counter strikers that may actually enable this team type in auto battle situations. But yeah, we're going to need to see an update to the logic of auto battles or some extension to it as the team comp kind of develops. Like I said previously, it's still in the oven. We got to keep letting them cook. It's just too early to tell. But it does leave, some fascination on the table. And what do we think about simulated universe teams? I really like the idea of the almost monofire team in Swarm under the Blessing of Elation. Especially if you're in Swarm. If you're against the first boss, right, and you get to select the weakness, like a fire weakness, that would be pretty sick. I mean, you're going to be breaking a lot. You're going to be doing some, sick nasty over there. Asta does great break damage, especially in single target. Topaz and Numby are going to be pretty nice as well. And then Himiko, she scales off that stuff too. So overall, it seems pretty good for kind of a break damage team almost. Especially when you can designate the enemy having a fire weakness. Seems pretty good. She's also a hunt character, so maybe we can see some use there, but I would mostly, at the moment, just stick her with Clara, Asta, Topaz, and Lynx. Maybe you can throw Blade in there, depending on the buffs, but yeah. Blade can pretty much just solo simulated universe himself, so, So how will we be building Topaz? As a quick reminder, I don't have exact numbers because I'm not using leagues, but I'm pretty confident we're going to be pretty squarely in the ballpark here because there's just such few synergistic sets. So for the relics, I'm actually going to recommend the classic 2-piece Musketeer and 2-piece Lava Forging with Inert Silceto. I'm recommending this because it's pretty awful to farm for the 4-piece fire set, but it could end up doing more damage. It just could. Like I said, don't really have numbers yet. For the main stats, we're going to run crit damage or crit rate body, then speed boots, then fire damage orb, then attack percent rope. Of course, those speed boots could also turn into attack boots, but at the moment, I'm kind of seeing speed boots being more valuable just because what is offered effectively when she does her normal attack. For the Lycone, we'll see her signature Lycone as Biss, and then, of course, it's going to be followed by the free-to-play hero cruising in the Stellar Sea, which is, the option from Herta's shop. And then we'll possibly be seeing Swordplay as her best 4-star Lycone because, that shit's kind of cracked. It's going to pretty much 4-star Biss for every hunt unit. It's just how it is. So what are our final thoughts on Numby and, well, Topaz, I guess? Topaz seems like an interesting future unit, but at the moment she just doesn't have the immediate impact on an account players are probably looking for. The additional credits are pretty nice, but past that, I can't see free-to-play players wanting to invest in this kind of uncertain future. I think definitely we'll get more units along this vein, but at the moment we're locked out pretty hard. She's mostly for players that want their future immediately as follow-up characters come out rather than waiting for her to rerun again. And yeah, well, there we have it, gamers. This is the quick meta impact theory on Numby. Once we get more official information, I'll possibly be making a additional follow-up video for these meta impacts to talk about like the retrospective, like how are they actually doing. But if there's not really much desire to see content like that, I probably won't produce it. If you thought the video was good or helpful, leave a like, and if you don't, leave a dislike. That works for me. And maybe add some criticism or constructive feedback. That'd be nice. I'm working on making my videos better, so whatever you guys have would be very helpful. Yeah, thank you.